King Cake King here again, sitting on the porch, thinking about tasting another king cake. Still got my guests with me. This is Prince James. It's my man Scott the Traveler, and I'm anxious to taste this one. I actually did not have it last year in my top 106, but it will be in the top 150 this year, and we'll see how good this thing is. So we have here from Salutos an Italian fig king cake. As you can see, this is Harvey. That's on the Best Bank, not to be confused with the West Bank. But we actually picked this up at Zupardo's. We showed up today at Zupardo's and got a good variety of king cakes. So here we go. As you can see, this box, it's a standard king cake box. A lot of the bakeries have this exact identical box. I think it's okay, but it doesn't go to the standard of Dong Fong, in which they do a different color for every one of their king cakes. Scott, as I open this, would you mind giving just a little history on a Salutos fig king cake?
So the Italian fig cookie, and I believe that's what this is based on. It's called the cucciadati. I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation, but I do remember some of my Italian friends at Christmas time. They would buy from Brocato's the Italian fig cookies. Apparently that cookie goes back in history all the way back to Roman times. There is some debate that it may have actually started during Muslim rule of Sicily, but when the Sicilians came to America, came to New Orleans, they brought those Christmas fig cookies. And that is what this king cake is based on. You can see when you look at the top of the king cake, what color sprinkles do they have? White, red, and green. Colors of Italy, also colors of Christmas. And you can see that these sprinkles, they're actually what are called jimmies sprinkles. Those are those rod-shaped sprinkles that you see them on Manny Randazzo's, but the technical term is jimmy sprinkles.
Very good, Scott. I'm going to go ahead and give you that piece. I'm going to cut one for myself. But on the initial cut, it is very moist to go through. The knife goes through almost like you're cutting through butter. So the first thoughts are, wow, this is going to be good. You know, I'm not a big fig person, but look at this fig in here. I love king cakes that are filled and have a good amount of that filling, and I'm seeing fig all throughout. I think there's probably going to be a little cinnamon here as well.
Get a bottom shot there.
Yes, indeed. We both have not pulled the baby. I didn't see a baby laying on the outside, so I think this one is actually stuffed with the baby. But we were not lucky here. But that's okay.
It feels very moist. It's very,
yep.
You know, like you said earlier, you can put your finger imprint in there.
Yep.
Let's go for it.
Dough is moist and crumbly, so that is a very good sign. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this while I'm thinking about the presentation. Now, that first bite was without the fig, but pretty good without the fig. Presentation here. So the King Cake King's average is around a 7.5. It's a little bit higher than what other people would choose as their average, would be a normal 5. My average is usually a 7.5. The presentation right here strikes me as, I know this is Italian, that's got the different colors, but I want to see the Mardi Gras colors on a king cake. I really do. Even though it's the good shape of the king cake, I want to see those Mardi Gras colors. So the presentation here is going to drop because of that. And I'm going to give that a 7.3, slightly below average. Scott, what you got for the
I
presentation?
think it's a beautiful baked good. I love that icing. I'm not a stickler on the colors necessarily. I like how it brings two traditions together. I'm going to give it an 8.1 on the presentation.
Wow. Okay, we're going to move to the icing here. I'm going to go ahead. I've had the icing with the dough. Let's take a quick look at the icing by itself, and it's good. It's creamy. It's dense. I think it goes well with the king cake. Icing by itself tastes excellent with the king cake. It tastes pretty good. I'm going to give it a pretty high mark there. I'm going to give it an 8.2 on the icing.
I really enjoyed this icing. This icing was not too sweet, but it was sweet enough. I like the sprinkles. I'm going to give it an 8.0 on the icing.
James, let's get a shot of your head and let's see what you think about that king cake right quick. Decent taste? Overall, what you think?
10.
10. He's giving it a 10. Wow.
What was your icing score again?
My icing score, that was at 8.2, I believe. 8.2. All right, so as we move on, we're gonna do the filling first. The filling is very good. I just tasted the filling again. The fig, I mean, if you had Fig Newtons as a kid, I'm going back to that Fig Newton. I'm like, that's the Fig Newton that I know. So I love the filling here. I'm gonna go as high as a 9 for the filling. I love the fig taste. Filling, Scott.
I like fig spread. I like fig cookies. I'm not a fan of it in the cake. I think it makes it too moist. I like my cake a little on the drier side, buttery side perhaps, but I don't like that extra bit. I'm gonna give it a 6.8 on the filling.
Okay, fair enough. Going to the dough. I mean, we've already described the dough. It's moist, it's soft, it's good. It goes well with the cake. My dough is gonna be an 8.5. 8.5 on the dough. There's no flakiness to it though at all. No flakiness. Scott, what you think about the dough?
The dough is very much an Italian king cake. You know, the Italians really transformed the king cake back in the 60s with the Randazzo's. I'm not that big a fan of that very moist dough. I'm gonna give it a 6.1.
All right, Scott. I mean, we just took down that big king cake. It might take you a second to add up my overall score, but I'm looking for my overall score. Scott?
So yours is 8.
All right. So from the King Cake King, Salutos Fig King Cake. Overall, 8.25. What you got, Scott?
I got
overall
a 7.0, which is pretty high for me. My average is a 5, so it's a good king cake. It's very nice.
So, final words on this one is, I like how it's a little different. You know, you're not going to get a Fig King Cake, I don't think anywhere except for this place, Salutos. So I like that it's a little different. That makes it go definitely above average for me. As you can tell, my other scores were in line with that factor. So, you know, overall, I like it. So, hey, keep following me on Instagram at King Cake Planet and go to the website www.kingcakeplanet.com. Scott, Traveler, any final words?
It's been an honor being here with you. I hope we have a lot more king cakes left for this season. I think your starting weekend, I can only imagine the number, but you have broken records this weekend.
He's right. I'm probably going to be around 50 king cake tastings, so we'll keep that going. Hey, we'll see you guys soon.